Wolverhampton Wanderers are an absolute mess. They currently sit 19th in the Premier League on just 9 points. They have just sacked manager Gary O'Neill. Their players are fighting at the end of every single game. In the last couple of seasons, they have sold all of their best players and replaced them with unproven players from foreign leagues. It's safe to say that Wolves have got a date with the Championship in May, but that is where we come in. As today we are going to jump into FC25, take charge of Wolves, keep them in the Premier League and build them up to be eventual Champions League winners. Now, if you do enjoy the content, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as it does help me out. We're trying to get 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Let's jump into FC25, take charge of Wolves, fix this mess that's been created. So this is the Wolverhampton Wanderers team we have loaded into in FC25, and oh my god, boys, this is a mess. We have currently got a centre mid at centre back, central midfielder at right wing. The squad is aging and there's not many star players. I'm really not surprised to see that Wolves are in the trenches. And this Wolves team is that bad, it's even made Luke Bennett lose his head.
What the fuck is going on? This fucking club, man. What the fuck are you doing?
Now, given the current crop of players that we've got, this formation just does not suit, so we are going to be switching it up. Now, after having a play around with the formation, we have decided on a 4-2-1-3 formation with 2 CDMs and a centre attacking midfielder, as I think this formation suits Wolves to a T. You may notice that our wingers are not looking the best. Forbes and Gomez are both 20-year-old with really decent potential, and given the fact there's absolutely no other winger at the club other than Gonzalez, we pretty much have to play them in Season 1, because as you know, in Season 1, transfers are completely banned to make things more difficult, so Forbes and Gomez are going to have to do the business. This could be a blessing in disguise though, as they both have good potential. It's going to be a lower bottom half finish in Season 1 without any additions. But given the fact we have got plenty of options on the bench, and we do have some star players like Kuna, Gomez and Ait-Nouri, don't think we've got any imminent danger of relegation in game. Now, the way that we're going to set this Wolves team up is with a counter-attack tactical preset. We've got lightning quick attackers in Forbes, Gomez, Kuna and Larson. I want to soak up pressure, hit teams on the break, and the counter-attack system has never failed us before. Now, the obvious best player at the club is Matheus Cunha, 80 rated and 25-year-old. This guy is an absolute beast in real life. Ryan Ait-Nouri is a fantastic player in FC25. He's 23-year-old and 79 rated. We have used him before and he was outstanding. And I do also like the look of Joe Gomez, who's 78 rated and 23-year-old. I've never used him before in FC25 and I'm really hoping he can be the linchpin in our midfield. Now, Wolves start off with £45 million in Season 1, and because it's Christmas and I'm feeling in the festive spirit, I am actually going to semi-break one of my own rules, as in Season 1 we are going to make Jorgen Strand Larsen and Carlos Forbes loans into permanent deals. They are technically current Wolves players, so I don't think I'm breaking the rules by much. Strand Larsen's valued at 10 million, Forbes is valued at 3 million. I know that Wolves have buy options in real life for both players, so we're going to take them up in game, and if you think that this is massively breaking my own rules, just give me a load of abuse in the comment section below. And the deals are completed. We've paid 5 million for Forbes and 13 million for Strand Larsen, and for once we start a rebuild with not many players out of contract. Now, recently I've been asking you, where should I send my youth scouts? Well, today it's going to be slightly different, as I don't really think it would be fair to use one of your suggestions, as I really can't see a youth player coming from youth academy to first team in ample time in this rebuild, as we are starting off with a squad that's going to be really hard to get into for a youth player. So for this rebuild alone, we are just going to scout England, but please keep your comments coming down below. Where should I send my youth scouts, as in the next rebuild we are definitely going to need some suggestions. Now, as far as Season 1 goes, I don't really think there's much more we can do. We've analysed the squad, picked a tactical system, picked a starting 11, brought Forbes and Strand Larsen in on permanent deals, and sorted out our youth academy. We are now just literally going to simulate forward straight through to the end of Season 1, and I just genuinely think that survival is the goal for this first season. So we have arrived at the end of Season number 1, boys, and we have managed to stay in the Premier League, finishing on 46 points, finishing 13th in the league. We were 10 points clear of the relegation zone, and we did actually score 67 goals, which is really impressive. We just had such a leaky defence, conceding 71 times, but who cares? We are in the Premier League still in Season number 2. In the FA Cup we made the 4th round, where we were drawn to Arsenal, and they bounced us 4-0. No shame in that at this stage in the rebuild. So this is how the Wolves team is looking at the end of season number 1, and we have had excellent growth all across the pitch. We've got plenty of 80 rated players at the club now. Semedo, Bueno and Totti all 79 rated along with Andre, so they should all be 80 rated by the start of next season. And I really am glad to see Gomez and Forbes grow loads this season. They are both now competent Premier League wingers, and with even more game time next season, I think they'll both be pushing 80 rated by the end of season 2. Now, where do we actually want to improve the team in season number 2? Well, I definitely need to bring a new goalkeeper to the club to replace Sarr, as at 78 rated and 32-year-old, he's going to get no better. And I would actually like to bring in a centre back to replace one of Bueno or Totti. We leaked far too many goals last season, which we really need to fix in season 2, and I think the best way to do that is by signing a goalkeeper and a centre-back. Now, at the end of the season, we will be letting Craig Dawson, Mario Lemina and Pablo Sarabia all leave the club, as we will not be renewing their contracts. And when it comes to the stats, Jurgen Strand Larsen was fantastic this season, getting 20 goals and 7 assists. Mateus Cunha was excellent as well, getting 16 goals and 11 assists, and Gomez and Forbes both hit double figures for goals, which we really love to see. But then after that, boys, there really was not many contributions from the rest of the squad. Now, a few players did leave the club in season number 1. We sold Hwang Hee-chan to Crystal Palace for 9.4 million. We sold Daniel Bentley for 1 million, and 4 players left the club on loan. Leon Chiwom has joined Mansfield on a 2-year loan. Pedro Lima has joined Brentford on a 2-year loan. Enzo Gonzalez has joined Sheffield United on a 2-year loan, and Bastian Mwepu has joined Pisa on a 2-year loan as well. So season 1 was a roaring success. We can now finally bring players to the football club in season 2, and with the right additions, I can't see no reason why we can't achieve a top half finish next season. So we have arrived in season 2, and we have got 74 million in the bank to bring a goalkeeper and centre back to the club, and this is a very reasonable transfer budget. And if you watch my recent Oxford United video, we got absolutely shafted with our transfer budgets towards the end of the rebuild. Now, I think signing a real solid goalkeeper is vital for our success with Wolves, so that is why we have identified Michele Di Gregorio of Monza. He's 27-year-old, he's 82 rated, he's got really nice stats, and he's also very affordable, boys, as we're going to be paying anywhere from 27.9 to 34.9 million pounds for him. He's a massive upgrade on our current goalkeepers, and at 27-year-old, he's got plenty of room for development. And Di Gregorio joins us for 29 million pounds, and I think we've got an outstanding deal for him. And after the signing of Di Gregorio, we're left with 42 million pounds in the bank, but we do have some players listed for transfer, so I'm hoping we can bring a real quality centre-back to the club in this transfer window. So there has been some sales in this transfer window, boys, and we have recuperated a little bit of money. Jem Campbell has left the club to Stoke City for 860 grand. We have sold veteran goalkeeper Jose Sarr to Tottenham for 6.5 million. He was an excellent goalkeeper for Wolves at one point, but he has really fell off in recent seasons. Luke Kundle dropped to the Championship to Middlesbrough for 1.3 million, and we have sold veteran right back Matt Doherty, who will finish his career in Turkey. And we now have a very healthy 56 million pounds to bring a centre back to the football club. And we have identified a centre back we want to bring to Molineux, and this is gonna be some signing for Wolves. Daniel Vivian's contract is expiring in 12 months time. He is 26 years old, he's 84 rated, he's got incredible defensive stats, and due to his contract expiring, we can sign him from anywhere between 31 and 39 million pounds, which is below his market valuation, and he would instantly be the best player at the club, so let's waste no further time and bring him to Molineux. And Daniel Vivian is in for 37 million, and this is such a crucial signing for us. Now, this does leave us with 14 million in the bank, and I don't really think this is enough money to sign someone who gets even onto our bench, so I'm happy to say that our transfer window is now finished. The only other outgoings that will take place are players leaving the club on loan. And with Di Gregorio and Vivian added to the team, look how much stronger our team is looking heading into season number 2. Fully expect the vast majority of this team to be over 80 rated by the end of the season, with some players in the mid-80s, meaning maybe even this season we could push for a Conference League spot, who knows, but the team is looking very strong. And due to some of our loan players coming back from season 1, our bench is also looking really healthy as well. Now, while deals will be going on behind the scenes to get some of our younger players out on loan to gain some valuable first team minutes, our business is definitely done in season 2. We're in no European competitions, so there's nothing left to do but simulate forward straight through to the end of the season. And my main target is to finish in the top half, but do you know what, in the back of my mind I am kind of thinking, can we get into the Europa Conference League this season? So we have arrived at the end of season number 2, and what a season we have had, as we we have finished 6th in the Premier League with Wolverhampton Wanderers on 62 points, ahead of the likes of Man United and Chelsea. And I think 6th place in the Premier League means we will be in the Europa League next season. So we have smashed both our goals of a top half finish and Conference League football and gone one better and secured Europa League football. Now in the FA Cup we made it all the way to the semi-finals, but unfortunately lost to Fulham, and it would have set up a Midlands derby with Aston Villa in the final. So this is how the team is looking at the end of season number 2, and the growth has been absolutely staggering. Look how much stronger our team is now looking on paper. I know you're probably thinking the logical option is to replace Forbes out on the left wing in season number 3, but we won't be doing. Him and Gomez are flying up in terms of overall. He has grown by 9 overalls in 2 seasons, and if he replicates that growth next season, by the end of season 3 he'll be 83, 84 rated, so I don't think he needs replacing. But where do I actually want to improve this team in season number 3? I definitely want to bring a right back in to replace Semedo, as he is now 32-year-old and 80 rated and won't grow much better. Now if we have any funds remaining after bringing a right back to the club, I may look to bring a centre back to the club to replace Totti, as he's 27-year-old and 81 rated, which says to me he's not really going to grow much better than 81 rated. And I think if we can bring a world-class right back and a really good centre back to the club to partner Vivian, we could be outsiders for Champions League football in season number 3. Now in terms of stats, Matheus Cunha really stepped up this season, getting 26 goals and 8 assists, and he was easily our best player. So season 2 was an absolutely massive success, an FA Cup semi-final and a 6th place finish in the Premier League. We need to now get into season 3, get some players into the club and get ready for Europa League football. So we have arrived in season number 3, and despite finishing 6th in the Premier League, we have only got 68 million in the bank, which is a pretty bewildering transfer budget to me, to be honest, but we can definitely work with it. We can definitely bring a world-class right back to the club with this money. However, replacing Totti in the centre-back position without selling loads of players, I don't think it's going to happen. So there are loads, and I mean loads, of high-quality right-backs available on the market at the minute. We have settled on Tino Livramento. He is 83 rated, 23-year-old. He's got absolutely brilliant stats, 4-star weak foot and a few play styles, and we are going to be paying from anywhere between 40 and 50 million pound for him, so he definitely fits into our price category. He would be an unbelievable signing. And Livramento signs for Wolves for 44 million, and this is a fantastic signing. This leaves us with 18 million in the bank, so it's looking unlikely that we'll be able to bring a centre back to the club in this transfer window. We do have some players listed for transfer. Let's see how much money we can raise. Hopefully there's still another signing to come in this transfer window. Now we have been busy in the transfer market, and quite a few players have left the club in this transfer window. Nigel Lonwick has joined Hull City for 1.9 million. Joe Hodge has left for Coventry City for 1.3 million. Tawanda Chiriwa has left the club for 1.5 million. He's joined Başakşehir. Sasa Kaladzic has joined West Ham United for 9 million pound, and Goncalo Guedes has joined Levante for 9 million as well, meaning we now have 45 million in the bank to bring a centre back to the club. Now boys, we have managed to bring a centre back to the club, and I am really excited to use this man. Lenny Yoro joins Wolverhampton Wanderers from Inter Milan for 42 million. We have worked so hard to get this deal done. He is 81 rated, 20-year-old, 6'3", showing great potential. Really good defensive stats, as you can see. I'm aware we've slightly overpaid for him, but this guy's potential is insane in FC25. Now after signing Yoro, we're literally left with 2 million pounds in the bank, so nobody else will be joining the club in this transfer window, and we don't plan on letting anyone leave the club either. And with Livramento and Yoro added to the starting 11, this is how the team is looking to head into season number 3. Every single player in the team is now 80 rated or above, as Forbes has reached 80 rated, which we love to see. And I know what you're thinking, boys. 2 right-footed centre-backs, will it work? Well, Daniel Vivian has got 5-star weak foot, so he will take the left centre-back role. And I genuinely think this team is going to absolutely smash it this season. What a team we have built at Wolves. So this season we are indeed in the Europa League, and we've got some very interesting fixtures in the league phase. We'll be taking on the likes of Ajax, Besiktas and Real Sociedad. Some real mouth-watering fixtures there. My goal for the Europa League, boys, well, I'd love to get to the quarterfinals, but I know it's a big ask, as this season we'll be trying to get into the Champions League and the Premier League. So I don't think there's anything else we can really do in season 3 but simulate forward straight through to the end of the season, and let's see if this Wolves team has managed to sneak into the Champions League. So we have arrived at the end of season number 3, and we have actually secured a 2nd place finish in the Premier League, and you know what that brings. Champions League football is coming to Molineux. We finished on 75 points, just 4 points off eventual winners Manchester City. Very tight at the top of the league, but we have managed to squeeze into them Champions League positions. I'm really excited to see how our team gets on in the Champions League next season. Now in the FA Cup, we did make the quarterfinals, but Aston Villa knocked us out as they beat us 2-0. But a competition that we did go all the way in is the Europa League, and we actually won the entire competition, beating Newcastle 2-1 in the final, and that is our first piece of silverware of the rebuild. So this is how the Wolverhampton Wanderers team is looking at the end of season number 3, and what a team we have built. I'm not surprised to see that we've won the Europa League and finished in the Champions League places. There's not a single player in the starting 11 below 83 rated. We've got plenty of 86, 87 rated players in the team. Forbes and Gomez continue to develop, which we'll love to see. It's actually pretty difficult to decide where I actually want to improve the team going into season number 4. But I do want to bring another world-class CDM into the club to partner Gomez in midfield. Andre will then drop down to the bench, and he's an excellent rotation player. Our bench is also looking pretty strong as well. Plenty of options. Again, I'm just really happy with how our squad is looking. So in terms of stats, it was actually Rodrigo Gomez who was our standout player. He got 29 goals and 15 assists. What a player he's turning out to be. Matheus Cunha was excellent as well, getting 28 goals and 16 assists. Jorgen Strand Larsen was fantastic, 22 goals and 12 assists. 3 players scoring over 20 goals is insane. So that is season 3 in the history books. What a season it was. We now need to get into season 4, get a CDM into the club, and start preparing for life in the Champions League. So we have arrived in season 4, and the board are seriously backing us for a change, as they have given us 140 million to spend. And because we've got such a big transfer budget, I can actually bring my number 1 target to Molineux in this transfer window, and that man is Martin Zubimendi, who is currently playing for Real Sociedad. He's 86 rated, 28-year-old. Really like the look of his stats for a set defensive midfielder. He will cost us a lot of money, but I think he's worth every penny, as we're going to be paying anywhere from 58 to 72 million for him. But for a player of Zubimendi's quality, I do think that is a decent price, and we are definitely bringing him to Molineux. And we have managed to bring Martin Zubimendi to the club for 67.5 million, which I think is a very good deal. And after the signing of Zubimendi, we still have 69 million left in the bank, which is a hell of a lot of money. Now, we do have quite a few players out of contract this season, some being key first team players, which is going to use up a big chunk of our transfer budget. And after renewing all the relevant contracts, we're left with 61 million in the bank. I still think we can make another excellent signing in this window. And before we make any further signings in this transfer window, we have actually sold 3 players, which has reincorporated quite a bit of money. And this now leaves us with 95 million sitting in our bank account. And looking at our starting 11, I do think we are missing a world-class striker. Strand Larsen did chip in with 20 goals, but he was outscored by Cunha and Forbes. So I'm thinking of using this 95 million to bring a world-class striker to the club. And the striker we have identified to bring to Molineux in this transfer window is Samu, who is currently playing for Newcastle United. 85 rated, 23-year-old, 6'4", and insane stats for a lone striker. Going to be a pricey deal though, as Newcastle could want anywhere from 75 to 94 million, but I personally think he would be worth every single penny. And we have completed the signing of Samu for 77 million, and this is a massive signing for us, leaving us with 11 million pounds in the bank. So I think it's safe to say our transfer window is done. We are also not looking to sell anyone else in this window. And after the signings of Samu and Zubimendi, this will be the Wolves team to take us into season number 4, and this team is looking very strong on paper. And we are kicking off season 4 by adding another trophy to our trophy cabinet, as we beat Champions League winners Arsenal 1-0 in the UEFA Super Cup, and it was our new signing Samu with the goal. So as we know, this season we are debuting in the Champions League, and seriously our fixtures in the league phase are very difficult. Some of the standouts are Bayer Leverkusen, PSG and Real Madrid. So we are going to have to be on top form if we want to progress through to the knockout phases. We have got some winnable games in there as well. There's not really much more we can do but simulate forward straight through to the end of season number 4. And now let's see how we've got on after heavily investing in the squad. So we have arrived at the end of season number 4, boys, and we have once again finished second in the Premier League, 4 points behind Manchester City. Now this does mean that in season 5 we have got guaranteed Champions League football. We have made some slight progression as we won 25 of our games, which is really impressive. Scored 80 goals as well, showing we can definitely compete with the big boys. And the fact that we are now an established Champions League level side is actually really good progress for me. In the FA Cup we were drawn to Liverpool in the 4th round, and we unfortunately lost the tie 2-1. Now in the Champions League we did make the round of 16 proper, where unfortunately we got beaten by AC Milan 4-1 over 2 legs, which is really disappointing. However, we did have major injuries to João Gomez and Vivian at the time of playing this game, so I do think them injuries to key players in our first team definitely influenced this result. So this is the Wolves team at the end of season number 4. Wow, this team is insane. The lowest rated player in the team is 85 rated. We've got a 90 rated player in Cunha. I reckon Gomez won't be far behind. Samu's grown to 88 rated. This team is stacked. Genuinely, boys, I really don't think it's worth replacing anyone in that starting 11 in Season 5. So in Season 4, we are going to look to bring in a backup winger to replace Chiquinho and a backup central midfielder to replace Bellegarde, as I genuinely don't think anyone in our starting 11 needs replacing. Now, in terms of stats, Matheus Cunha was our best player, getting 34 goals and 19 assists. That is a ridiculous return. Samu enjoyed an excellent first season, going to 88 rated, scoring 25 times and getting 6 assists. So really impressive season once again. We will be saying goodbye to club legend Nelson Semedo. He's been with us for absolutely years. We are now going to get into Season 5, improve the quality of our bench, and who knows what could happen. So we have arrived in season number 5 and we have got 161 million in our bank. Now, we could go out and just sign a 90 rated player in each position, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to improve the quality of our bench, as I feel the players in our first team have definitely earned another crack at the Champions League. Now, in this transfer window, we are in the market for a backup left winger, and we have identified Pedro Goncalves to come and be our backup left winger. He is 84 rated, 30-year-old. Really good stats. He has got so many play styles, and he's affordable, boys. We're going to be paying anywhere from 36 to 45 million for his services. And as far as backup left wingers go, he would be insane. And we have completed the signing of Pedro Goncalves for 42 million. I think this is a very shrewd deal, leaving us with 88 million in the bank to bring in a backup midfielder, and we have to renew quite a few contracts. Now, as we know, we are also in the market for a backup midfielder in this transfer window, and we have identified Nicolo Fagiolo of Juventus. He is 84 rated, 27 years old. His stats are fantastic, 4-star, 4-star, and he also has got plenty of play styles. And lads, his contract is expiring in 11 months time, and you know me, I love a bargain. We're going to be paying anywhere from 30 to 37 million for his services, and this would completely stack out our bench. And Fagioli signs for 35 million, and our squad is now absolutely stacked. And that leaves us with 59 million pounds in the bank. Now, I'm actually not looking to do any more business. We're just going to let this money sit in our bank account. The squad is just absolutely insane. I mean, just look at our starting 11 and then just look at our bench. We've got so many options on the bench. Now, the starting 11 is definitely not the greatest we've ever had yet in FC25, but our squad depth absolutely is. Now, the Champions League phase fixtures have been announced, and we have got slightly more forgiving fixtures than last season, with the pick of the bunch being AC Milan, RB Leipzig and Benfica. So, to be honest, very forgiving fixtures, and I'll be really disappointed if we don't get through the league phase. Now, our transfer window's done, Champions League analysed, there's nothing left to do but to simulate forward straight through to the end of Season 5, and with the squad we have got, I'm excited to see how we get on. So we have arrived at the end of season number 5, boys, and we have finally done it. We have won the Premier League with Wolverhampton Wanderers on 82 points, 7 points clear of second place Man United, only losing 4 games all season. What can I say, boys? We have thoroughly deserved to win the Premier League, and is that a sign of things to come? Well, potentially it is, as we have beaten Tottenham Hotspur 3-2 to lift the FA Cup trophy. Can we make it a three-peat with the Champions League? And you better believe we'll have the chance to, as we have made the Champions League final and we will be taking on PSG. Now, in the league phase, we did finish 6th out of all the sides on 17 points, so we were pretty solid in the league phase, which put us straight into the round of 16, where we squeezed past Borussia Dortmund 3-2 over 2 legs. We would then beat RB Leipzig 4-2 over 2 legs to set up a semi-final tie against Man City, and we would batter City 7-2 over 2 legs. Some of the real life form finding the way into FC25. This will set up a Champions League final date of PSG. So this is the Wolves team that has got us to a Champions League final and could potentially win a treble. Now, we will have slightly fatigued forward players, which isn't good, but just look at the bench, boys. We have got so many options. If anyone gets overly fatigued, we've literally got a world-class player to come on in their position. We have got 7 players 90 rated or above in our starting 11. The lowest rated player in the team is 86 rated. Genuinely, I think we are the favourites heading into this final. Now, in terms of stats, Matheus Cunha was once again our best player, as he got 30 goals on 25 assists, which is an insane return. Samu and Gomez both got over 20 goals, which is great to see, and Zubimendi and Forbes did add quite a few goals. So we have performed excellently on the pitch this season. We just have to do it one more time against PSG in the Champions League final. So here we go, boys. It is Champions League final time. We will have home advantage as it's been played in England at Old Trafford. Let's see what we can do. Aaron Hickey starting for PSG. That is a bit of a weird one. Never seen him in a Champions League final team before. Don't really want to overcommit because I don't want to concede an early goal. That's really nice from Ryan Ait-Nouri. Oh, that's good defending. I thought we were going to squeeze through that gap. Cunha. Oh, it's played on. Samu. Chance to shoot. Oh, that was a good save. Chip it back in. Win it, Samu. Oh, first real chance of the game, and it's still 0-0. Two big chances there for Samu. First shots of the game inside 30 minutes, boys. Come on. Forbes is injured as well from that tackle, for God's sake, man. We'll probably have to bring Goncalves on at half-time. Gomez, oh, it's Paul. We've given the ball away in a bad position again. But that is excellent defending from João Gomez. Fantastic. Both teams, lads, were nearly at the break. Both teams are just really cancelling each other out. Not really a lot's happened in this first half. And that's half-time, boys. I wish I could say it's been a thrilling, enthralling first half, but it really hasn't. Hardly any chances. You know what, boys? I think it's time to make some changes. We're not really doing any damage to this PSG team, and we've got some really tired attackers. We're going to bring Jurgen Strand-Larsen on for Samu, and we're going to bring Pedro Goncalves on for Carlos Forbes to hopefully give us a couple of extra options up front. Oh, Goncalves is in. Great ball. Oh, it's Kuna.
Nope.
He's missed. Oh my God. 65 on the clock. That is the first real chance of the game. The first major goal scoring chance. And our best player, Matheus Cunha, misses. Cunha. That's brilliant from Cunha. Cunha through the gap. This is it. It's got to be the goal. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Matheus Cunha, man. Matheus Cunha. 92 rated Matheus Cunha spoons it over the bar. Play it. Strand-Larsen. This is it. 88 on the clock. Has to score. Has to score. No. Oh my God. Are you joking me? Are you joking me? What a tackle, Livramento. Oh my God. Oh my God. Fulham. Oh my God, how have we not lost this final? How have we not just lost this final? How have we not won this final? Then how have we not lost this final? I think we're going to be forced into a change, boys. We're going to put Cunha out onto the right wing just because Rodrigo Gomez is so tired. We are going to switch the formation up a little bit and go to a 4-3-3 holding, just so everyone is in a playable position. And we are also going to take the injured Lenny Yoro off and bring Totti on for this extra time period. Good tackle, but... Oh my God. And that's half time of extra time, boys. Can we find a winner? Just need a chance. Well, we need about 5 chances as we missed some absolute sitters. We just need a chance. Last chance. Last chance. Come on. The sweat's on. He's dropped his run back. What's he doing? Pedro Goncalves scores in the 120th minute, and we have won the Champions League with the very last kick of this Champions League final. The drama, the scenes. Wolves complete a treble with a 120th minute Pedro Goncalves goal. Finally, someone's shown a little bit of composure in front of goal, and he just passes it past the goalkeeper, and we have won the Champions League. The ref's gonna blow, and he has done, and Wolverhampton Wanderers are the champions of Europe, and what a way to win the Champions League that is. And talk about drama, boys. Oh my God, we missed 2 huge chances in that game, 2 one-on-ones, and what a signing Pedro Goncalves turns out to be. He's a difference maker, as Matheus Cunha will lift the Champions League trophy for Wolverhampton Wanderers, and we are the champions of Europe, and that is another rebuild successfully boxed off. Now, I just want to say a massive thank you for watching the video. If you have enjoyed it, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel, as it does really help me out, and I will see you in our final rebuild before Christmas, which will be a youth academy only rebuild.